pursuit of continuous quality education.
Living up to DepEd's mandate of no student should be left behind.
From the home of Sarongbangi,
The land of Oragons, this is Santo Domingo National High School, School on Air.
School on Air.
A wonderful afternoon, everyone. You are tuning in to Kiss 108 FM. Welcome to another episode of School on Air for Grade 8 learners. I am teacher Marian Amatong, radio teacher of Santo Domingo National High School, serving you. How are you doing, guys? I hope you are all doing fine, especially all my students in grade 8 sections Del Pilar, Panganiban, Ola, and Silang. Make sure that you are now in your comfortable place with good reception and far from any noise so you can hear me loud and clear. At this point, get your learning module in English 8, Quarter 4, Module 1. Again, get your learning module in English 8, Quarter 4, Module 1. Make sure you also have your pen and paper for you will be using it later. Are we now ready to our new lesson? If you want to do stretching or you need to go to comfort room, or drink water, do it now because in a few seconds, I will deliver to you our lesson for today. I will give you 1 minute to do it. So let's begin. A well-written paragraph is composed of a topic sentence and its supporting details. It is essential that the topic in a paragraph is developed effectively. There are different ways of developing the topic in your paragraph. No matter what pattern of development is used in the paragraph, effective use of transition is used to ensure coherence. In this module, you will identify patterns of development through grammatical signals and connectors. Second, know how a writer chooses to arrange the supporting information in a paragraph. And third, learn how different principles of coherence are used so that ideas flow smoothly. After reading and answering the activities in this module, you are expected to use appropriate grammatical signals and expression suitable to each pattern of idea and development. Examples: general to particular, claim and counterclaim, problem solution, cause-effect, comparison, and contrast. Now go to page 1 of your learning module, What I Know. The direction is match each definition in column A to the word or words in column B. Write your answers in your paper. Again, match each definition in column A to the word or words in column B. Write your answers in your paper. Number 1, column A. In this pattern, the general idea is introduced first before the specific points and illustration. Again, what pattern is used when the general idea is introduced first before the specific points and illustration? You can now match the answer in column B, which are A. Comparison and contrast, B. Spatial, C. General to particular, D. Claim and counterclaim, E. Cause and effect, F. Traditional devices, G. Question and answer, and H. Coherence. You may now write the answer in your paper. Number 2. The first sentence in an assertion which is followed by a sentence that contradicts the assertion. This contradiction is developed through the paragraph. Again, the first sentence in an assertion which is followed by a sentence that contradicts the assertion. This contradiction is developed throughout the paragraph. You may now write your answer. Number 3. This serve as signposts that guide the readers through the flow of ideas in the text. Again, this serve as signposts that guide the readers through the flow of ideas in the text. You may now choose your answer in column B and write it on your paper. Number 4. This pattern shows one event that is the reason another event happens. Again, this pattern shows one event that is the reason another event happens. You may now write your answer. Number 5. This pattern of development, two subjects are being compared and contrasted. Again, in this pattern of development, two subjects are being compared and contrasted. Write now your answer. Number 6. It develops an idea by asking question at the beginning of the paragraph, then eventually elaborates the answer throughout the paragraph. Again, it develops an idea by asking question at the beginning of the paragraph, then eventually elaborates the answer throughout the paragraph. You may now write your answer. Lastly, number 7. This means that sentences or paragraphs are connected and the reader can clearly follow the thought of the writer. Again, this means that sentences or paragraphs are connected and the reader can clearly follow the thought of the writer. Match now the answer and write it in your paper. Now let's check your answers. For number 1, in this pattern, the general idea is introduced first before the specific points and illustration. What is your answer? Good job! The answer is general to particular. It is letter C. For number 2, the first sentence is an assertion which is followed by a sentence that contradicts the assertion. This contradiction is developed throughout the paragraph. What is your answer? Well done! The correct answer is letter D, which is claim and counterclaim. Let's go now for number 3. This serve as signposts that guide the readers through the flow of ideas in the text. What is your answer? Wonderful! The correct answer is letter F, traditional devices. For number 4, this pattern shows one event that is the reason another event happens. What is your answer? Fantastic! The correct answer is letter E. It is cause and effect. Number 5. In this pattern of development, two subjects are being compared and contrasted. What is your answer? Exactly right. The correct answer is letter A, comparison and contrast. Number 6. It develops an idea by asking question at the beginning of the paragraph and eventually elaborates the answer throughout the paragraph. What is your answer? That's great. The correct answer is letter G. It is question and answer. Then lastly, for number 7, this means that the paragraphs are connected and the reader can clearly follow the thought of the writer. What is your answer? The correct answer is letter H. It is coherence. Now, who among you got the perfect score? Good job! This only means that you have remembered something about the topic that we will be discussing. For more understanding, let's discuss the topic in the paragraph. Topic sentence is the controlling idea in a paragraph. It is essential when developing your written work to make sure that the supporting details are all relevant. I will read to you the paragraphs and you will identify each topic sentence. First paragraph, an excerpt from Mountains by Fenton and Fenton. Life zones are a good deal like building zones in a city. Building zones are arranged according to rules which say there shall be stores in one place, factories in another, and houses in a third part town. Life zones also have rules, although they are not printed rules. They depend on sunshine, snow-cold weather, winds, and other things that decide where plants and animals may live. Now, what is the topic sentence in the paragraph? You're right. The topic sentence is, life zones are a good deal like building zones in a city. It is the first sentence in the paragraph. Here's another paragraph. Non-smokers beware. According to research from recognized institutions worldwide, non-smokers who are exposed to tobacco smoke have greater risk in developing smoke-related ailments like lung and throat cancer, heart disease, and even cervical cancer per woman. According to the World Bank's development, more people in the next 3 decades may die as a result of environmental tobacco smoke than AIDS, tuberculosis, and childbirth complication combined. However, I believe they have no right to impose hazardous smoke on us, non-smokers. This paragraph is taken from the Language and Literature 7, copyright 2016. Now, what is the topic sentence? Great! The topic sentence of the paragraph is, non-smokers who are exposed to tobacco smoke have greater risk of developing smoke-related ailments. Are you still feeling fine in your seats? Hope you're still up and listening. Now go to page 5 of your learning module. I will discuss to you the use of appropriate transition and signals in the various patterns of idea development. A well-developed paragraph contains sufficient details, examples, points, and evidence that support the main idea. This information should be arranged according to pattern. It must be logically connected to each other, showing the general to particular pattern. First, to general to particular. One organization pattern that is commonly used in the paragraph is a deductive method, where the general idea is introduced first before the specific points and illustration. Paragraph using this pattern, often with a topic sentence, followed by its supporting details. One characteristic of paragraph is coherence. This means that the paragraph flows and the reader can clearly follow the thought of the writer. A way to achieve coherence is to use traditional devices. Traditional devices serve as a signpost that guide the readers through the flow of ideas in the texts. They also relate and connect the sentences to each other. Transitions vary depending on how the writer intends to develop his or her ideas. Look at the table on page 6 of your learning modules. You will see there its purpose and transition devices to be used. First purpose is sequence. Corresponding transition devices to use are first, second, third, last, also, and, then, finally, next, still, and to. Second purpose of illustrations and examples. Transition devices are after all, for example, for instance, in fact, specifically, such as to illustrate. Third purpose is spatial, and the transition devices are above, below, beyond, closer to, far, farther, on, here, near, nearby, opposite to, there, to the left, or to the right. Lastly, for summary and conclusion, transition devices as a result, as I have said, as mentioned earlier, in other words, in short, therefore, and to summarize. We'll go now to cause and effect relationship. Events in a literary work are often connected by cause and effect. This means one event is the reason another event happens. Let's read a paragraph from the story May Day Eve on page 7 of your learning module. Here we go. And if everything went all right, after saying the magic words, "Mirror, mirror, show me him whose woman I will be," the face of the man who would marry would appear above the left shoulder. But if something went wrong, one would see the devil. In this paragraph, whether everything turns out to be good or bad, something has to happen first. This is the cause. The effect would be the appearance of ideal man or the devil, respectively. The cue word is if. Other keyword and phrases that point out causes and their effects are the following: because, therefore, that, in order, since, so that, and, if, then, as, due, and thus. Next pattern of development is claim and counterclaim. It is an interesting variation of traditional paragraph structure. The first sentence is an assertion which is followed by a sentence that contradicts the assertion. This contradiction is developed throughout the paragraph. Some transitions used in this pattern are developed are however, but, although. Another pattern of development is comparison and contrast, wherein two subjects are being compared and contrasted. Comparison is used when the similarities of two subjects are highlighted. Some transitions used in this pattern of development are and, although, besides, both, in addition, on the contrary, like, similarly, and while. Lastly, the question and answer, wherein the pattern develops the idea by asking question at the beginning of the paragraph, then eventually elaborates the answer throughout the paragraph. There are varied transitions used in this pattern of development. So those are the different patterns of idea development we usually use. Now let's have more practice about our topic. For activity A on page 9, the direction is identify the cause and effect in each sentence. Write your answer on your sheet of paper. Here we go. Number 1. She was mad at me because I forgot to bring my own art materials. Again, she was mad at me because I forgot to bring my own art materials. Write now your answer. Number 2. Since it is raining hard, I have to cancel my appointment. Again, since it is raining hard, I have to cancel my appointment. Number 3. The speaker was insulted, so he left the room right away. Again, the speaker was insulted, so he left the room right away. Write now your answer. Number 4. When the river is extremely polluted, it dies. Again, when the river is extremely polluted, it dies. Write now your answer. Number 5. Anna always accomplishes her work before the deadline. Therefore, she is now promoted. Again, Anna always accomplishes her work before the deadline. Therefore, she is now promoted. Write now your answer. Let's go now to activity B. I will read to you the following paragraphs and you will identify the pattern of idea development used, as well as the traditional devices. First paragraph. Ellen closed the front door behind her. She had just left one world home and was about to enter another school. It was not always easy for her to balance these two words. For example, in her home world, Ellen spoke Chinese. In her school world, she spoke English. Sometimes, she'd forget and speak Chinese at school. Then her friends would tease her good-natured about her. Write now your answer in the same answer sheet. Second paragraph. Who is Jeff Bezos? Jeff is the founder and chief executive officer of the largest e-commerce marketplace, Amazon.com Incorporated, which is started as an online bookstore and later expanded to a wide variety of products. You may now write your answer. Last paragraph. Most readers initially view Cersei in a negative light for she used her witchcraft against audacious men. But one must take into consideration that the fact that Cersei is only defending herself, given that she lives alone on an island. And despite the power she holds, Cersei is helpful, wise, and compassionate. You may now write your answer. Now let's check your answers. For activity A, number 1. She was mad at me because I forgot to bring my own art materials. What is your answer? Great! The answer is, for cause, I forgot to bring my own art materials. And effect, she was mad at me. Number 2. Since it's raining hard, I have to cancel my appointment. What is your answer? Good job! The answer is, cause it is raining hard. Effect, I have to cancel my appointment. Number 3. The speaker was insulted, so he left the room right away. What is your answer? That's it. The answer is, the speaker was insulted. It is the cause. Effect, he left the room right away. Number 4. When the river is extremely polluted, it dies. What is your answer? The answer is, when the river is extremely polluted, cause, and the effect is, it dies. And for number 5, Anna always accomplishes her work before the deadline. Therefore, she is promoted. What is the answer? That's correct. The answer is, Anna always accomplishes her work before the deadline. It is the cause. Effect, she is promoted. Now let's answer activity B. Number 1. What is your answer? Exactly right. The pattern of idea development use is general to particular. Transitional devices used are, for example, and then. For number 2, what is your answer? Great job! The answer is question and answer. Lastly, number 3, what is your answer? Impressive! The answer is claim and counterclaim. And the traditional devices used are but and despite. Now, who among you got perfect score? Well done! Make sure that you didn't forget to write your complete name, subject, date, and of course, your grade and section. You will pass to me your answer sheet in the next module distribution and retrieval. We had just finished our discussion about using appropriate transition and signals and various patterns of idea development. If you have questions, you can send me message in our messenger group chat. It's another day of fun and learning. I hope you learned our lessons for today. Till next time, this is your radio teacher, Ma'am Marian saying, fill your mind, feel your soul, and fly high with English. Remember, students in English 8 will explore, lead, speak, and achieve. Bye!